I'm Don Bodan from SampleLibraryReview.com. Today we're going to be checking out Neo Woodwinds, Modern Soloists by Insanity Samples. I've been watching Insanity Samples release some really cool instruments over the past couple years, and this week they just released this Neo Woodwinds, which, boy, I was kind of blown away listening to these contextual demos they made. The library is recorded from world-class principal musicians, some of UK's top orchestra, and rumor has it this is the London Philharmonic players. Contractually, they're unable to actually state that. They've meticulously captured all the standard articulations and an assortment of unusual and cutting-edge performance techniques for piccolo, flute, clarinet, and bassoon. The library requires 12 gigabytes of space, includes 4 mic positions with stereo, separate left and right, overhead, and room. There's 21 articulations, different ones for each instrument, of course, and does require the full version of Contact 5.8.1 or higher. Library normally sells for 199 British pounds. It's on an intro promo right now for 99 British pounds, 99 pence. I'll include a link over to Neo Woodwinds in the description below. Alright, today's video we're going to dive into a Neo Woodwinds. The first thing I'm going to do here is play through just a little thing I mocked up purely to test out articulations, get a feel for the sound of the instrument. And then after that, we're going to dive into some of the MIDI examples for those contextual demos, because I was really curious about how those demos were made, because they just sounded so good. After that, we'll follow everything up with a first look, playing through each of the instruments, looking over the articulations, getting a feel for the sound of the microphone positions, and any additional functionality. So let's go ahead and dive right in. I'll play a little piece I mocked up using just the Neo Woodwinds. So just a little something simple, short, playing around with key switching, getting some different articulations involved, seeing kind of how they layer and blend together. Really pleased with them. Let's go ahead and dive in to listen to some of the MIDI contextual demos and dissect those just a little bit to get a better feel for the instrument. I did get a copy of the MIDI for their contextual demos, and so I wanted to go ahead and just play through some of these and take a listen. I may stop and investigate to figure out exactly how they're playing some of these and how they're programming them, just to get a little better understanding of the instrument. Here's Eric Satie's Gymnopedie, which I really enjoy this piece of music. Yeah, so far I'm seeing some nice use of their trill articulations, the expressive longs on the flute here, and on this bassoon, they're just pretty much sticking to the marcatos, it looks like. Just getting nice sounds out of those. Looks like we got a similar thing going on with the clarinet part as well. Those expressive longs sound really nice there. And again, those expressive longs for the flute, they sound really nice. They got a nice little bit of vibrato as they're held out there. Yeah, real lovely when I just play it back here. Didn't even use any dynamics there. Still got a really nice level. And the piccolo, I mentioned it was doing something here with a trill. Let's take a look and see if it's just a trill whole tones right there. Yeah, and that's really interesting because it's got that hold at the beginning. It doesn't just start off with like a lot of trills would start immediately trill. So from there, let's go ahead and jump into the Rhapsody in Blue demo, which kind of blew me away when I heard this. I'm like, how are they getting this clarinet to do it? If you haven't heard it already, here's the first 8 bars, so you can check that out. Yeah, right there. That clarinet part at the beginning, oh, when I heard that, I thought, how in the world did they do that? So let's find out. It looks like they've got some phrases sampled. That's why they've got that ability to get that massive glissando. So let's just zoom in on that guy and find out. And there you have it. It looks like what's going on is there's a key switch down here. It's triggering our runs, and they've got a couple phrases here. There we go. Yeah, you just can't do that with virtual instruments most of the times. Now that's in the runs. And then we've got up and down runs. Oop, we've also got up run, down runs. Those just sound great and add so much realism to that. There's also a collection of ornaments. With whole tones up and whole tones down, semitones up and whole tones down as well. Let's do a little reverse order today. I'm going to dive into the bass clef instruments. And you can see with the longs, I've got the legato turned off there. I'm going to turn it on so we can hear it with that. Looks like they've given us a couple different legatos. You can toggle your true legato on and off right here with your key switch. And you've also got the ability to change your legato type, adaptive with speed, adaptive with velocity, fixed fast, or fixed slow. So here's fixed fast. whereas our fixed slow would sound more like this. Very smooth and realistic, especially for an instrument like this, where you're obviously going to have a different kind of legato than you would like on a slide instrument, something where you're going to have that noticeable transition, that glide, that glissando between each of these semitones. The other thing I was really curious about on this was the microphones across the instruments. Now, right now we've got a reverb turned on, so I'm going to turn that off so we can just zero in on the instrument itself. And we're going to go back up to our adaptive legato. We're going to go just to our stereo, mic left and mic right. And I really love the bite on this. Even though you've got expressive long legatos, you still got the ability to get that bit of attack the way that the player would naturally play. That's just the overheads there. Let's go to just the distant mic. And then the blend, which I think really does work very nicely. I don't hear any phasing or anything like that. The reverb they've got, it's called the wood room, and you've got size and mixture control. And to be honest, the way it loads up with like 40% size, 25% mix, I feel like that's a really nice blend. It's very realistic. It's just enough of a tail to warm up that end. We've got marcato articulations. And those are velocity sensitive as to how much bite you're getting in the beginning of that. Staccato articulations. And they've divided these up. The staccato holds out a little bit, whereas the staccatissimo really gives you that bite and that immediacy in the ending of the note. So that's great that they've got both of those there. The trill with semitone. It's kind of a progressive trill, which is very interesting. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and play blends really nicely, but I'm not seeing a way to immediately go straight to a trill because it does have this hold and then this build. So it's a specialty trill. It's not just a trill. Same for that whole note trill. Now this next set of articulations, the runs. And you can see the way the runs are set up. You've got 3 different kinds of runs. Ups and downs. Just up. And just down set up on your key switches. So you can get a lot out of that. Flutter tongues. And then we've got what they call multiphonics. Very cool. And tongue rams. Short and percussive attacks. Only thing I didn't talk about really is the speed for feedback and delay, and the legato volume, key sound volume. That's really cool. They're able to hone in on that as well. Let's jump over to our next of the woodwind family. Got the clarinet. And it's got that baked-in long Piccolo vibrato, which is really nice. And it's sounding really clear in both lower and mid and high registers. The verb size on this one, very similar to the other, without verb. So of course you'd be able to throw this into your own room if you've got multiple other instruments. A little shorter staccato and very short staccattissimos. Runs up and down, and then separate up and separate down. And then we've also got this fun little guy. Which gives us this bend here. Some different ornamentations. Yeah, very simple, straightforward, nice sound. Let's go ahead and jump over to the flute. Now, as it is now on this fixed slow legato, let's go up to our adaptive legato. I'm going to turn off my verb for a second. And on this one, we've got the same kind of things going on with our microphones. Distance has a little bit of the room. You can tell it's a studio recording there. Overhead just gives a little bit more body, adding our left and right mic. Really gives us our stereo sound there, really livens it up. Staccatos. got consistency in all of these trills. Starting off a little slow, runs up and down, flutter tongues. And it looks like we get a number of different articulations that we didn't have on some of the other ones, including the ornaments we saw before. Such great tone on these performances. Yeah, and some of these sing and play, experimental and woozy, those are really nice. That's great. Let's go ahead and jump into our Piccolo. Take a first look at that guy. Now, one thing I had to say that the minute I heard the demos with the Piccolo, I was really impressed so many times. Even some of my favorite developers, when they sample Piccolos, it just has this harshness to it. It sounds to me, with someone who has sensitive ears, like a dog whistle, no matter what you're doing, unless you get the right kind of mic positions and whatnot. This one sounded really clear and clean and didn't give me that dog whistle sound. They got a little delay on here, so I'm going to get rid of that. And then staccatissimo. The runs sound really nice. And some fun experimental articulations there. Now, for a lot of rock, pop, producers, composers, especially those of us who do scoring, woodwinds are one of the weak areas for us. Having a package of woodwinds like this, where you've got soloists with just really great tone, nice sample, easy to play, and a nice selection of articulations, is a great way to get into kind of scoring, creating something unique for your own scores and sounds. What I really like about the Neo Woodwinds along the way overall has just been the tone. These just have really exceptionally beautiful tone that will adapt and work around a number of different kinds of styles of genres, from classical to even more avant-garde, especially if you're really going to push and play with some of those explosive shorts, those tongue slams, the percussive effects and things like that they've included. The range of sound you can get from the mics are very nice, although for me, I'm probably going to stick with the standard loading up, as I just feel it's nice, it's warm, it's got a great spread, and these are the kind of woodwinds I feel like when you're programming or playing, putting them all together, that it's just great to have them be able to be exposed because the sampling and performances you can get out of them are so nice. I love that they're recorded in a studio and that the big hall verb isn't baked in. It's an additional flip of the switch there to get that room on, because I can always run this out into my premium plugin verbs or put it into a room with the rest of the instruments I might be working on to get a more of a homogenized sound. Now, these are just some of my thoughts along the way with Neo Woodwinds, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment below. Let me know what you think about this instrument. Is it something you're interested in? Do you feel the same as I do, that at 99 British pounds for this collection of 4 instruments, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck? Please let me know your thoughts. Comment below. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do. Like, share it with your friends, and be sure to head back around on Fridays for the weekly Deal Compressor Show.